Dunamis Debbie.
Hi, everybody. I'm Deacon Dave.
I'm Layperson Lisa.
And I'm Dunamis Debbie.
Welcome to the Deacon Dave and Layperson Lisa show.
Featuring
Dunamis Debbie.
And so we've come up with an Advent idea, and Lisa's going to share that. That's me being tired after the 20 boards of insulation that we put up today.
Yes. So
on a ladder.
So today we're going to start off an Advent reflection series on preparation.
And you thought I was
for
bad.
Jesus.
She helped with the 20 boards. So.
Who is the living water. And so where are we thirsting for the living water? Where are we thirsting for Jesus?
Well, after being outside all day, Lisa, I believe that I am thirsting for normal water that one might need to sustain us, right? Because it's the basic necessity. And I would also say that Jesus is a basic necessity in the spiritual life.
Absolutely.
Well, also, I think you should also more than likely be yearning for Jesus too, right? Because you want him to allow you rest so you could get back out there another day, right?
Yeah,
and work some more.
Well, at the woman at the well, right? She was thirsting for water, but he said that there was so much more of a way that Jesus could quench her thirst. Right? Especially in how she was outcast in society, and just how shameful she was because she was showing up at a different time of the day. So Jesus quenched her thirst of knowing that her mistakes are not what defines her, right? She's built on broken, and that is in Jesus Christ. I just thought I would use that
built
song.
On broken.
That's not quite how it goes. But anyway, back to you, Lisa.
So, we were working hard today outside, putting up insulation, and a lot of times we face hard things. And sometimes we try to do those things on our own instead of thirsting for Jesus. And so when we're working hard with whatever, maybe facing a trial or working hard to improve to be more consistent in our prayer life, or working hard to go to reconciliation more often, it's an opportunity we're thirsting for Jesus in all reality.
Yeah, and I think oftentimes, y'all, that we try to have that thirst quenched by things of this world.
Absolutely.
And the reality of it is we're going to be left parched. We might think temporarily, right, that our thirst has been satiated, but in reality, it will not last very long. Debbie?
Correct. Yes, I think that thirsting for the right things is really important, and we need to also be thankful for all the things that, while we desire to thirst, that Jesus already gives us each day, and all the grace that he is able to flow into us to fill us with his living water.
Yeah, that grace is that living water,
Yes.
right? That is made so abundantly available to us, but oftentimes we don't partake of that grace.
And that's one of our subjects.
Oh, so I won't talk about that right now, lest I
put the pause on that.
Well, this is really an introduction.
This is introduction, right.
Yeah,
and so I think like the woman at the well, like she was going for the quick fix in the sense of like, okay, I'm thirsty, I don't want to get dehydrated, so I'm gonna take that drink. But it's when we, like you said, like it's like kind of like the pleasures of the world. It's like a quick like, okay, that was like, I feel great, but then you have that emptiness inside, and so Jesus is the only one, like you all said, that can fill that emptiness.
Right, and we have to persevere because the world and the environment and our peers and just so many people around us don't necessarily thirst for Jesus, and you get caught up in all of the minutia of the secular world, and you need to stay focused and make sure that you are getting filled with the right water.
Well, you just reminded me of something. So we had the guy that...
Oh, I was going to talk about that too.
Go ahead, Lisa.
So today we had a lift delivered.
A little bit aggressive.
Because like what Debbie said, I was like, oh, we got to talk about that guy.
Yeah.
So we met this guy, and he was all tatted up, and like he had like it looked like a demon on the side of his neck.
Goodness.
So I'm like, I don't know, like, I wonder what this guy's story kind of is, you know?
Very judgmental of you, Lisa.
Well, I'm just saying, I do notice people's tattoos. And so
I noticed his nice hard hat that had a brim
oh, I
on it to
loved
keep the
that
sun
too.
out.
Yes, I totally want one of those.
What, like a supervisor hat?
It was like a hard hat, and then it had like a brim, so you don't get any sun.
Oh.
Yeah, it was very
So cool.
Well, you guys wearing your hard hats out there, by the way?
Yeah, of course we
Can
were.
we not talk
course
about
we- of
hard
course we
hats
were.
while we're on
So,
the podcast, please?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
So no, I was just curious about him, you know, like, but he was like, hey, you know, I'm not really supposed to like help you like learn how to operate this thing, but you seem real nice. And so he said.
He said I seemed real nice.
He seemed that he didn't, that he had a light about him.
Supposed to help you.
No, it's not part of his job.
That's very humble of me to say that
Okay.
he was me.
He was just a
But-
delivery guy.
Can we stay focused, ladies?
But
Thank you.
anyway, so
He loved Jesus.
he loved Jesus. So he's a recovering addict.
Yes.
And he's like, you know what? I try to do this on my own. I try to go to all these programs, but it wasn't until I let Jesus, I made a plea to Jesus, like, Jesus, you got to help me. Otherwise, I can't do this. And he said that he received like this deep sense of peace after he made that plea to Jesus.
Wow.
And so he's just going on preaching. He's like, now I'm called to be a fisher of men, and I go and I share the light of Jesus with other people. And he's like, he said to Deacon Dave, he said, yes, and that's why I decided to help you, because I could see your light. So it's really
Wow.
cool.
Well, did you tell him he was in the right place
Yes,
for Jesus?
yes, because
And
he
that
goes,
Jesus was
yes,
inside?
Yes, he goes, he said, oh yeah, I noticed that this place was called Philippians 2 Project. And we're like, yes, it's the Philippians 2 Foundation. And then Deacon Dave did the,
Started quoting the scripture.
yes.
Not accurately, but that's
Well,
okay.
hey, you did you got the gist.
You
across.
paraphrased.
Yes. But no, that was really cool. And so like this guy thirsted for Jesus, and
He saw the light.
And Jesus quenched that thirst with his the fruit of peace, of his supernatural peace.
So what was interesting though is like he said he bargained with God, and some might say, well, that's not a good thing, but he basically said, Lord, if you heal me, then I will spend the rest of my life serving you and bringing others to you.
Wow.
And so God, it's a hard deal for God to turn down there, right?
Yeah.
So he healed him, and the guy he did a great job. So you can't judge a book
No.
by its cover. The guy was super nice.
Yep.
And he had tattoos all over. He had
Oh, yeah.
heart on one of his knuckles. And
He had
I don't know what the other
poison
ones,
he had poison on this one.
But I'm surprised if he did have like something like demonic on his neck that he would have got it like.
But maybe
redone.
that was just my interpretation. Just it seemed like it had like glowy eyes, but maybe
well, maybe
it was.
that's a reminder of who he used to be.
Yeah,
and he
that might
doesn't
be
remember
like,
that.
hey, you know what? I still got that. I gotta be prudent, and I gotta be intentional about staying on the straight path towards the Lord.
So this is what this is all about. You know, we're not defined by our sin. We're not defined by our past. We're defined by a God who loves us, but we must turn to him. We must thirst for him so that he might fill us with his living water. So we're going to have a bunch of different topics as we move forward, and so we hope you will join us. I'm Deacon Dave.
I'm Layperson Lisa.
See you next time.
Wait.
Wait.
Excuse me. Hold on. Do it again.
I'm Dunamis Debbie.
No. Start again.
Hi, I'm Deacon Dave.
No. See you next time.
Bye.
I'm Layperson Lisa.
And I'm Dunamis Debbie.
oh,
See you
Bye.
next time.
Look, it's been a long time since we've done a podcast together. So
Still recording.
we're working
Who
out the
knows?
kinks, okay?